Hotpot with a side of Eugenics. This is the place, right? Robert asks his associate, Samantha. Samantha nods and says, "This is the lab. We just need to make the product." Robert and Samantha were standing outside the lab that the corporation had ordered them to go to. They are both marketing consultants for the company and needed to engineer a new mascot for the company. The two offered their child to be made into the perfect ambassador for their company's products. It seems abhorrent to all to think, but it was just business. They were just offering them a new product to help shape public perception. They both entered the lobby of the facility to meet with the head geneticist, Dr. P. He was a tall man with large bags under his eyes and a lab coat that was a tad disheveled but otherwise presentable. He began by saying, "I think you are the ones who will give your DNA. Samantha it would help to know the limits of this technology." Samantha concludes with, "We want them to make them a biological billboard, have them be able to sell anything." Dr. P sighs. "You can sit at this table and go over the Hotpot applicator. Heuristical, output transformer, palindromic, or orthogonal translator." Dr. P leads them to the console and explains, "This is the Hotpot applicator, where you can make all changes to your design." Robert and Sarah sat down at the console between them. They needed to craft an interesting persona who could be their flagship mascot. Dr. P nods and says, "You can make them however you want. You can create a commercial chimera for our purposes." Robert says, "That's good. Our imagination limits us only and not by the boundaries of ethics." Samantha shakes her head and says, "What a joke of a concept. What a joke of a concept. Profits never go to the most ethical, but only from a persuasive product." Dr. P looks and says, "Now I've given you the best canvas possible. Now it's your turn to make the creation that you want to bring into this world." Dr. P leaves the room, leaving Robert and Samantha to look over the console, figuring out how it works. The screen turns on and an AI avatar on says, "Hello, I'm Mr. Pot, and I'm here to help you maximize customer approval for your product." Robert looks and explains, "It has the trade on one side, and the other is based on consumers' preferences for what we're trying to make." Samantha looks at the console and points out, "It will help to streamline the process and make the most gain with the least amount of risk, using data gathered over the past decades for reference." The discussion prompts the editor to interject with, "Yes, I can aid you in making a being capable of being hyper-persuasive and still be seen as human." Robert nods at this and leads with, "I like this program. It'll make the shareholders thrilled." Samantha Newsom explains, "Agreed. This will give us the best outcome to possibly give us a promotion." "Agreed. This will give us the best outcome to possibly give us a promotion." Robert looks at to the left side. "Let's see. There are many options and combinations. We need to give it prompts that will make it produce the best output." Hotpot chimes in with, "I can help you bring your ambition to actuality. I'm your aspirational atlas." Robert nods, "That's great. We need all the data needed to decide on the final choice." Robert puts in a prompt. "They have to be shortened than average size to make them more cute." Sarah looks objective. "Shouldn't they be tall to help sell the unattainable beauty?" Robert sighs and looks at her. "We'll have more market appeal to single women to tap into their unfulfilled need for children." Sarah looking nods. "That will pair well with single men with a need for children. It's something that we can prey on." Hotpot takes the prompt and adds to it with, "It'll be good for the product to have wide appeal and imprint on for a similar association with innocence." Samantha pushes forward on the prompts. "Let's see that it needs to wear glasses." Robert looks at her suspiciously. "What could make more of an impact on the marketability?" Sarah rolls her eyes. "Can you work with me here? Samantha rolls her eyes. "Can you work with me here? I'm making fit a pitying state for the consumer." Hotpot interjects with, "That is a significant observation. If it is true, it will make people connect a little more, thinking that theirs are a little disabled." Samantha smiles at Richard and nods. "Okay, point made, and we can move forward with this little design discussion." Robert takes over the prompt machine and furrows his brow. "On the eye part, we should make them big and piercing and the consumer's heart to give in." Samantha looks confused. "Won't that make them look more alien instead of appealing?" Hotpot pipes up with, "It could be a good idea. The big guys could be associated with puppies and score higher in the adorable category." Robert looks smirkingly at her and says, "That makes it final for the eyes, and that is a big part. The consumer likes innocent eyes that can entice them to let their guard down." Samantha slowly nods. "That is a plus if I've ever heard one." Hotpot looks over the work and says, "This will be an adored child. You must be very proud already." Robert glances up from his prompt and says, "It isn't the first priority. These attributes are to aid any advertisement campaign." Hotpot looks confused. This is both your child. Are you saying that's being engineered to help corporations? Samantha nods at this point. Exactly. The entire reason our progeny exists is to proliferate pushing products. Hotpot looks a little down and says, so you're making your child in the image of what corporations want instead of making sure they're a happy child? Robert sighs and says, the corporation concerns make us know one thing for sure. This world values products, not progeny.